order. Welcome to New Zealand. So by now you should have filled out your customs and health declaration. Yes, I sound like the airplane stuff. Make sure you've got that on you, as well as either paper copies or downloaded to your phone, copies of a negative coronavirus test, your MIQ travel voucher, and of course a visa if you need one. Once off the plane, you'll be guided along to customs. Up on the right, there's a bathroom on the way. It'll probably be your last chance to go before you get to your hotel. So, after this, you'll line up, socially distancing, of course, for a health check. They're going to take your temperature and also have a look at all your documentation, so make sure you've got it to hand. They'll give you a little card with what I thought was a bus number on it, but is actually just the number of people in your group. So take that with you. Don't drop it like I did, and follow through to customs. They'll probably look at your visa there. They'll look at all the documentation on your phone again. They'll also ask you for your customs embarkation card. So pretty much from here on is as normal. Once you get through there, you'll be funneled off towards the doors where they'll ask again for your name and details, and you'll be put on a bus with the rest of the people in your airplane. On the bus. About a 20-minute bus ride from here. Fingers crossed, we're in Auckland.
If you have people, family, local, they can come down and maybe talk to you through the fence here as well. So yeah, lots of benefits in this place. Alright, so this is it, the Waipuna.
It looks really pretty, there's a lake. This is where we'll be staying. Okay, so we've got Waipuna card key, goes in here, and I can't open the door for some reason. Why? This is going well. This is the right number, right? You put it in and then close it. Oh wow, nice.
Sorry.
Yeah. So as soon as I get in a room, it gets messy. Oh, we've got a little shadow table and sort of apparently a view. We were told this was like one of the nicer rooms. Not that much of a view. It's mainly a wall, but that's okay. But we do have breakfast. But yeah. Oh, we've even got like a fancy chair. Ah, I'm so glad we have like lots of space. Let's have another look at the... I took my mask off, by the way. They said it's okay in the rooms. Oh, there's actually a bath. Yeah. Awesome. This is going to be like a 2-week holiday, except for the fact we have to go and get something shoved up our nose in a few minutes. There isn't a microwave here, so we can't heat anything up, but we do have a fridge. And we can make tea. In New Zealand, the tap water is drinkable. There's a little sign in the welcome list. But we've also got a little tap here that you can use. Oh, I'm standing really awkwardly. That's cool. And now I've had to turn the air conditioner on, which took me a while because for some reason it always looks like this with the screen on, even if you switch it off. So I didn't realize it was off at first and I kept turning the heat up. But we finally switched it on. And the room is slowly warming up. The downside of a big room. We also have Milo. So yeah. So dinner's arrived already. I don't know what time it is. I think it's like 6 o'clock. The table's a mess, basically. I woke up at about 5 and decided to finish some of my lunch. This was tofu with curry, by the way, really good. So I thought we'll save that for a midnight snack after having a little bit of it. And then dinner already arrived. So that's cool. So what have we got? We've got, weirdly take it through the handle, that's cool, apple juice. And so this is probably the spiced lentil curry broth. Nope, that's dessert. Ooh. We got cheesecake for dessert. Okay, awesome. And this must be the soup for dinner. Oh, yeah. Oh, soup should be easy to... Whoa, that looks really good. Oh, it smells good too. At least it's not too heavy, I guess. And then I didn't notice this morning, so we didn't do it. But you get this QR code. And if you finish it before 9 a.m. the next day, we didn't make it in time today, you can choose what you want to order. But I think because we're vegetarian, we'll only get a set option. Oh, and more rice. Wow, that's more filling than I thought it would be. If not, you get this chef's choice and they just send you something. So our food is, we're at one of the hotels where our food is slowly piling up, it seems. So we found out there are actually 2 drinks in dinner. There was an apple, which I've already drunk over half of, but also this mango one. So we'll try that too. Live probiotics. I'm going to Google how much these are. Finally allowed outside. Oh. なんかカメラの方が多分普通に見える。でも結構いい天気だね。ああ、マスク外せれないってなんか大変だね。Welcome to New Zealand. So we've got a small area to walk around in. Hi! And we tried to take a slightly faster walk in a circle than usual and got slightly out of breath. So lockdown's going well. I think we're losing all our muscle mass. And we get about 50 minutes outside just in this very small section here we can walk around in. Okay, so when you come, you also get your choice of SIM card. They're giving everyone a free one. Normally they're $5 if you order them online, so that's what I was planning to do. But I think they're just wanting to get everyone a number so that you can download the COVID contact tracing app. So we went for 2 degrees just because, as you can see, it's giving you $20 free top up at the moment. Normally I used to have Vodafone. There's also Spark now, so you can shop around once you leave. You might find a better one, but they suggested this one just because it comes with free money. Now on the inside of here, it'll actually also list your phone number. I'm going to cover it up, but it'll be just under where my fingers are, because I don't think he'd be too happy if I told everybody in the world his new cell phone number. Okay, so when you move in, you'll get a welcome pack. This is just a welcome saying what happens. So you'll be screened for COVID. You have to wear a face mask. You have to stay in your room with your bubble. So that's the people you're traveling with. You can't leave the isolation facility. Just as a note, the people staffing the isolation facility right now appear to be the Navy. So yeah. You'll be tested 3 times for COVID. Stay in your room unless you've got your special outside time kind of thing. There's also a vending machine you're allowed to go as far as. And that's basically all that one says. This is day 1 testing. And what happens if a test is negative? What happens if it's positive? So right now we're in isolation. If it's positive, you'll be moved to quarantine. This is sort of just information on the details of the tests. And here is where they just wanted us to do a review of Auckland Airport because they have all this new layout because of Corona, your health rights. And this is actually where we're staying. And now everyone across the country, I think, should get the same one. So the Waipuna Hotel is where we're staying, but this should be for everyone who's in isolation. We've got sort of a list of contents here. So there's sort of details about the managed isolation and quarantine facilities, how the team works, what happens in an emergency, services, rules to follow, health screening, mental health and well-being. There's a few websites and apps there, fees and exemptions, and preparing to leave. And if you look through, they've obviously put quite a bit of thought into this. This is sort of the rundown of your stay. This is what all the services and rules look like. So food, your breakfast, lunch and dinner will be served. At the Waipuna Hotel, we actually get morning and afternoon tea as well. Translation services. So if you require an interpreter, please talk to the on-site team and they can arrange this for you. So if you are here by yourself and you need an interpreter, you can contact them there. So also laundry services, alcohol deliveries are allowed, exercise in your rooms where possible. So you're not allowed to exercise outside. You're only allowed to stroll slowly, maybe, stretch your arms a little bit, but nothing that would cause you to breathe heavily. This one says no visitors at the facility or your room. The facility we are at, actually they have sort of a 2-meter distance double fence at the outside area. So while you're outside exercising, your family can come and talk to you from, it's probably about 2 meters away, on the other side of the fence outside. So there's that gap there. So if you're in Auckland and you have family in Auckland, that's great. Unfortunately, my family is not in Auckland and we don't know anyone here. Oh, and you'll also get this little blue wristband. And you have to keep it on your wrist the whole time. Once you close it, you can't open it again. It's a little bit like water park kind of facility bands where you put it on your wrist. And we didn't know this, so we put it on normally at first. And Tetsuya's was loose enough to sort of squeeze off over his wrist, and mine wasn't. Let me just grab one quickly. So it looks like this. And so I asked for another one. So we cut off the one I had, and I said, could you do it loose enough to slip on and off? Because I really didn't want to wear this for 2 weeks straight. So if you have it a bit loose, just remember to put it on before you go outside, and then you can take it off again. Now you'll only get this after your first test has come back negative. If at any point anything happens and you might have COVID or something like that, they'll take this away and you have to stay in your room. Little bit here sort of on health, mental health and well-being. So they've given you some sort of online and telephone text-based support. When you move in, the nurses also ask, like, do you have any worries about your mental health? Do you have friends and family you can contact or talk to online, just to make sure everyone's feeling okay. And fees and exemptions. So personally, we shouldn't be paid because we're coming back home. So it's sort of like if you left during the coronavirus and then decided to come back, you'll be charged. But if you're just moving home after being overseas for like 5 years, you shouldn't be charged. And then if your partner's with you, they probably shouldn't be charged either. So Tetsuya shouldn't be charged either because he's in the same room as me. But all this information is also on the website, so when applying for a visa, you should have seen it all. And this is on preparing to leave. A lot of people said they got asked about preparing to leave in their first week. We weren't asked anything. I think we got a phone call a few days ago that we missed, and then they didn't call us again until today. So we probably should have booked leaving a little bit earlier. Right now, because New Zealand's in lockdown, you need to have a letter from the Ministry of Health, I think. But wherever you're staying should be able to organize that for you. I thought they were just going to give one to everyone, so it was kind of lucky I asked because I said, hey, we need one, and they said, oh, we'll prepare one for you. So I think don't rely on getting it automatically. Tell them you need one and they'll prepare one for you. And then they'll also give us one to send to my dad, so I think it gets sent to you online. They'll also get one to send to my dad because he'll need one to come and pick us up from the airport as well. So right now you need basically, it's like a letter giving you permission that your travel is essential because we have to get home after being quarantined. We can't just stay in Auckland forever. So they'll call you and ask you what's happening. We told them, we booked our flights today. We told them our flight number. We left booking too late. I thought we should wait in case, we didn't get out of here. So I was like, oh, we'd better wait till just before we leave. And now the afternoon flight on Sunday is already fully booked. And there's a flight at 9 in the morning. We get out at 8:30. So I called up and I said, I don't think we'll make it. And I was going to ask, how do we stay until the next day? But apparently they can change your checkout time. They have 3 hours leeway. So basically they're just going to check us out earlier and MIQ will transport you back to Auckland Airport. So when you fly into New Zealand, you all fly to Auckland Airport. They'll transport you back there, or if you want to, sort of the closest airport, I would imagine. So if you're in the South Island, if you want to come back up to Auckland, they'll fly you back up here. If you just say, hey, I just want to fly out of Christchurch, they'll probably arrange alternate transport for you there instead. But otherwise, they'll transport you back to Auckland, and then getting home, you have to pay for it. Which, I mean, fair enough, you would have flown out of Auckland anyway. So they'll take us back to Auckland Airport at 7:15 in the morning, and then we'll fly down to Wellington. And apparently we'll get an MIQ survey. After you leave, continue to monitor your health. We've got this COVID Tracer app in New Zealand, so they suggest downloading that, especially right now with the Delta variant going around. And then this is just sort of some extra, we got it on the paper just before, I think, as well, about how to wear a face mask safely, etc. And a little mindful colouring, but I didn't bring my colouring book or pencils. But that's okay, because we have a Switch. Who needs anything else when you have a Deadpool themed Switch?